What's up, fellas? This is Pastor Autry, and thank you for joining us for another Men's Bible Brief. Every Wednesday morning at 7 a.m. via Zoom, the brothers are chopping it up in the Word of God and with courageous conversation for about 30 to 40 minutes. If you can, join us. The Zoom access is right there on your screen. If you can't, don't worry, we got you covered, as we will post the speaker's portion of each Men's Bible Brief right here on our YouTube channel. We only ask you to do a few things for us. Give us that big like, as we want to increase our presence, but also go ahead and share some feedback, as we want to improve this experience for your spiritual enrichment. And then finally, brothers, if you've been blessed, don't keep all that blessing to yourself. Share it with another brother. Invite another brother to come and share with you as we all get God's blessing. Well, let's go ahead and join today's Bible Brief in progress. God bless you.
So at this time, I'm going to turn it over to our speaker for today, none other than Brother Levi Davis. It would behoove us to listen, because he's already stated he's a man of few words, but I'm quite sure those words are very impactful and helpful to our lives. It's all on you, Mr. Levi Davis.
Thank you, Nathan, and I appreciate the opportunity. My comments are really a summation of some of the thoughts and discussions that we've had in the past, some of the morning sessions I've attended. And I want to point out to everyone that I'm north of 76 years old, and will be 80 years old in just a few years. Now, I've been a member of Christ Community some 16 or 17 years. We changed our name a couple of times, but I've been a member of Christ Community 16, 17 years. I've been around here in Dallas a while. I've been in charge of the police department, the fire department. I've been the chair of the Methodist Hospital System, co-chair of KERA, started the Dallas Black Dance Theater. So I've been around a while, so I got a good feeling of what's going on. But I don't want to give the idea that I have all the answers for what a successful and happy life is. I don't have that. I've been married twice. I'm in the second year, 27 years with my current wife, who I love very dearly. But I do know what I have learned is that wherever you may be doing, whatever you may be going through, I think as a pastor preached on several weeks ago, that too will pass. And it's just a session that the Lord has given you to get ready for the future. And I always say to myself, whatever it is I'm dealing with, this too will pass. Now, I come from an old apostolic church background. One thing I've learned throughout the years, and I believe in my heart, and I practice it all the time, is Philippians 4:13. And the pastor mentions it every now and then also, that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And I believe that. I believe there's nothing I cannot do, because God is with me. I may be stumbled, and there may be some backgrounds, and I may fall sometimes, but I get back up because I know God is with me and I can move forward. Also, besides the Philippians 4:13, go back just a little bit to Philippians 4:9. It says, these things which we have learned and received and heard and seen in me, do. That is, if you're taught by Christ, you know about the church, you know about what's expected of you, do. And the God of peace will then be with you. I believe that. Now, I also look to others for answers. I look for others to give me an idea or a hint of what I should do or what I should not do. I learn, and I'll give you an example of that. I remember, and I listened to Darian last week, and I thought a couple of years ago, Darian stood up in front of the church, and he was going through a financial situation at that time. And he mentioned in front of the entire church, he got through that. He went to become an Uber driver to get him through that. But the thing that got me when he stood up in front of the church is that his strength in God and belief had not wavered at all. He just had a stepping stone to get there. He used Uber to help him get there. And that meant a lot to me, kind of. I also remember when Anthony Johnson talked to me, and we chatted at the men's conference. And Anthony told me about some of the things he was going through in his life earlier on. And he got through it, because it's faith in God. Those are lessons I look at and I learn, and we always will go through something, but we got to come through it and stick close to God, because God is already with us, and he's with us all the time. The other thing I remember just not too long ago, it's just now with the pandemic, must be almost 2 years ago, our brother Anthony Potts' house burned down. I mean, it burned down to the ground, but the church rallied around him, got there. They were there the day it burned down, that evening. And we helped Anthony get through that. And Anthony's belief in God didn't waver at time. He kept believing in God and his strength was there. Those are lessons I look at and I learn. I can't know anything or know everything, get the experiences, but I can learn through others. And that's what I do. And the most importantly, I remember the story of Job. The things that he went through. I mean, when you read that book, he lost everything. Family, farm, animals, cattle, everything. But when you go to the last 2 or 3 books of the verses, it says in Job 42:12, so the Lord blessed and later end Job's life with more than he had in the beginning. All the things he went through, Job never gave up. He stuck to God, he stuck to his belief. And at the end, the Lord blessed him even more. And I sincerely believe that he's going to always be with me. Now, if you're a Christian, there's no such word as can't. You may stumble, but there's no such word as can't. Therefore, act, I say, and when I try to do, that applies to Levi, act and walk and talk like a Christian. Not only will God be with you, but also he prepares you, I believe. He prepares you. Ephesians 6:11 and 12. Let me turn it to Nathan. I've asked him to read that verse. He reads a lot more with emphasis than I do. Nathan, would you share that verse with us, the things that God gives you to prepare you to deal with issues in your life?
Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
He prepares you. He gives you the armor. He gives you everything prepared to fight that battle and get you ready to do that. So it comes down to 2 questions. And these are the first question I ask myself all the time. And I used to say to myself, I step outside myself, I look at me and say, where are you? What are you doing, Levi? Who are you? And the first question is, look at yourself. And what is it that you do that sets you apart from non-believers? Do people look at you and see that you are a Christian, you have Christian ways and attitudes? Or do you carry that badge of being a Christian with you and show others what it means to be a Christian? Number 2, are you providing a helping hand and listening to others? Sometimes the greatest gift is to listen. Because the people who are hurting or whatever else and have going through troubles, just having someone to talk to, and your job, I guess, is to listen. You may not have all the answers, but to listen and be a support mechanism for that individual. So basically, I want to say 2 things. No such word as can't. God is always with you, and he prepares you for the battle. There will be seasons in which things really look tough and look unbearable, but it's just the season. You'll get through it, and things will be much better than you believe it today. And take it from me, someone who's approaching 80, who's done God knows how many things, been through so many different situations. I sincerely believe that. Thank you, Nathan, for the opportunity.